Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun in-process model kit review, we'll be looking at the Italeri 1/48 scale Macchi Mc.205 Veltro. This is Italeri kit number 2765. The plastic parts in this kit originated with Hasegawa in the late 1990s. But the good news is that the Hasegawa parts are of excellent quality. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the fit of the main parts. We'll also be looking at the surface detailing and the inscribing on the exterior parts. We'll look at the detailing on the interior parts and the smaller parts of the kit, including the landing gear. We'll also take a look at the clear parts. We'll talk about the clarity and the fit of those. In a minute, we'll go through the instructions on this kit. We'll talk about the clarity of those. We'll also look at any nice features or problem areas to watch out for. We'll look at the marking options and the color and marking guide for this kit. And then we'll take a look at the kit decals themselves and we'll talk about the quality of those. And finally, I'll be giving my conclusions at the end. The Macchi Mc.205 Veltro is often considered to be the best Italian fighter of World War II. It kept the excellent aviation design of its predecessor, and that is the Mc.202 Folgore, and they combined that excellent airframe with the new license-built version of the Daimler-Benz DB605 engine. The liquid-cooled inverted V12 engine was produced by Fiat, and it allowed the Veltro to achieve a top speed of 640 kilometers per hour. It was fast and maneuverable and well-armed. It had two 20mm cannons in the wings, and two 12.7mm machine guns located in the nose of the aircraft. The Mc.205 was equal to the performance of the most modern Allied fighters, including the Mustang and the Spitfire, and it acquitted itself well in air-to-air combat with those aircraft. And after the armistice between Italy and the Allied forces, the Mc.205 continued to fight on either side of the conflict. The Mc.205 was one of the Series 5 Italian aircraft. All of the Series 5 fighter aircraft featured a license-built version of the Daimler-Benz DB605. Other Italian aircraft to use this engine were the Reggiani RE2005 and the Fiat G55. This is a picture of Special Hobbies RE2005 in 1/48 scale, and you can click the link here to see a review of that model kit. Previously, I've built Hasegawa's Mc.202 Folgore. I found that to be an excellent fitting kit with superb details and very petite surface detailing. And the good news is this kit shares almost all of its plastic parts with the Mc.202 kit. There's just a single small sprue of parts that contains a different prop and different oil coolers for the Mc.205. Looking at what comes in the box, there are 7 sprues of gray plastic parts and 1 sprue of clear parts. Although it has very nice detail, this kit is not super parts heavy. Looking at the instructions, in step 1, we're assembling the cockpit interior. The detail on these parts looks excellent. I love the fact that there are decals provided for the instrument panel that will make painting that and really achieving a nice finish on that much easier. Looking at the interior parts themselves, you can see the cockpit floor and a couple of the smaller interior parts. In this picture, you can see the instrument panel and the sidewalls and some of the detail that's engraved on those. The only addition I would make to the interior is to add a set of the pre-painted Edouard photo etch seatbelts. That's going to really dress up the cockpit interior. And as detailed and nice as this interior is, there's just not that much that is visible through the small cockpit opening. In step 2, we're closing the fuselage halves around the cockpit interior. I don't anticipate any problems with this step. There are 3 small holes that need to be drilled out in this step, so pay attention to that. This picture gives you a good idea of the surface detail on the exterior of the kit, and as you can see, we should be able to get a very clean join line between the fuselage halves. Looking at the lower side of the fuselage, that also looks like it's going to provide a very clean seam, and the rear part of the fuselage should join together very, very precisely as well. Looking at the tail planes, these fit incredibly well. I don't anticipate the use of filler in any area on this kit. In step 3, we're building the wheel wells and attaching the upper wings to the lower wings. and then attaching the wing assembly to the fuselage itself. In this picture you can see the detail in the wheel wells. This looks very good. It's certainly adequate for the scale. In step 4, we're assembling the main landing gear and attaching that to the aircraft, as well as the lower engine cover and oil coolers and the radiator for the aircraft. This picture shows the detail on those parts, and again, it's very, very adequate for the scale. This turns out very nicely. You just want to take your time. There are some small parts here, and you don't want to break them as you cut them from the sprue and clean them up. In step 5, we're installing the prop and the radiator cover, the exhaust, and the tail wheel. When I built the MC202, all of these areas came out very nicely. I had no issues with this step of construction. The final step in construction is attaching the cockpit canopy and a couple of the smaller bits to the aircraft. On the Folgore, with the same parts, everything fit incredibly precisely. Looking at the color and marking guide for this kit, there are actually 6 different marking options available that come in this kit. 3 of them are the tan aircraft with the smoke ring camouflage on it, and 3 of the marking options are the German splinter camouflage colors. Looking at the kit decals themselves, these look so comprehensive. They look fantastic. They are in register. I actually had to use a couple of these decals on another aircraft kit, and they went down very nicely, and so I don't anticipate any problems with the decals in this kit. There's even a marking guide for placing all of the smoke ring decals, and it includes a side view. It also includes the top view of the aircraft and the opposite side as well. Even with the smoke ring decals as an option, getting this finish on an aircraft is very time intensive and labor intensive. This is another picture of the MC202 I built previously, and I freehanded this camouflage scheme, and it took me literally days to get this camouflage scheme right. Whether you're freehand painting the smoke rings or decaling them, it is going to be time intensive. Only time will tell after trying the decal method which one I prefer. As I finish the kit, I will certainly let you guys know. Looking at the surface detailing on the underside of the wing, that looks very crisp. The engraved detail here is very nice. It's not super extensive like you would find on an Eduard kit, but what is there is consistent, it's petite, and it really looks nice on the finished kit. You can see the fabric detail on the tail as well in this photo. In conclusion, the Italeri Macchi Mc.205 Veltro combines the excellent Hasegawa parts with a very clear instruction manual. It also has very clear marking guides. I love the fact that it has the smoke ring decals included, and with 6 marking options, it makes me want to purchase more than one of these kits to be able to have the different marking options on the shelf. The decals themselves are of excellent quality. The clear parts on this kit are of very nice quality. They are thin, the framing is very crisp on them. And if you take your time, you're almost guaranteed to get an excellent result from this kit. I would recommend this Veltro to modelers with a little bit of experience, simply due to the finesse of the small parts that are included. These might be a bit much for a bare beginner. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you have built the Italeri MC205 or the Hasegawa version of the MC205, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.